I've been inspired by some of the most recent premium shop items to bulldoze my plaza and recreate one of my most popular builds from YouTube, and I can't wait to share it with you. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Hello, friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm sure it's no surprise to most of you that I'm constantly bulldozing parts of my valley and completely redoing them. But lately, I've made it my mission to finally complete the valley and actually leave it alone so that I can finally move on to decorating Eternity Isle. Sounds like a simple enough task, right? Well, you'd think so, but I've really struggled with my layout in the plaza lately. I've searched far and wide for inspiration, but I still felt stuck. So I went back through some of my older videos on YouTube of the plaza, and I came across my town square speed build that I did about a year ago. Not only is it one of my most popular videos, but it is also one of my personal favorite builds, so I decided to base my current plaza on that design while using some of the recent premium shop items. My main inspiration to recreate this build was the Disney Parks entry that is currently available in the premium shop. Now, I always get really excited when I see the house skins that are offered, but my excitement literally doubles when standalone buildings are offered. Initially, I plan to use this as the entrance to my theme park since I already know that area is going to be getting a small makeover to incorporate the new Star Path items, but it just didn't seem to work in Sunlit Plateau, so I started brainstorming other ideas for the item. I also wanted to include the bakery that was recently available in the premium shop, so that house skin is also placed in this area, as well as Remy's house and restaurant, Daisy's boutique, and Scrooge's shop. Now, while this layout can feel cramped to some people, these smaller designs are actually my favorite. I love how cozy they feel, and having everything right where I need it makes accomplishing tasks a breeze. I kept the decorations pretty minimal in this area, or at least compared to some of my other builds. With the buildings being placed as closely as they are, there really isn't a whole lot of room for extras, and I really wanted the buildings to be the main focus of the build anyway, because the ones I used are definitely some of my favorites in the game. For the decorations that I did use, I wanted to stick with a spring feel, so I used several of the flower rectangles as well as bushes, ferns, and butterfly flowers. Since this area is a bit on the smaller side, it's really helpful to use items that you can walk through to keep navigation a breeze. If you've watched any of my previous videos, then you've probably seen me build some kind of a version of a bar many times, but it's still one of my favorite go-to ways to fill in blank areas when I'm decorating, and for this build, I decided to use the concept to build a small coffee bar next to Daisy's boutique. I've been trying to experiment with pathing lately to add a little bit of pizzazz to my design, so under the flowers, I added the leaf-strewn path with border to create mulched flower beds. Since the decorations in this area are more minimal, I think using a little bit of variety in the pathing adds to the visual interest of the area. I used the same pathing concept with the flowers along with the clock tower that we painstakingly built in Minnie's level 10 quest to create a center focal point in the build. This is another idea that I've used in several of my designs in the valley, but it continues to be one of my favorite go-tos. I fell in love with the Winterful iron lamp as soon as I unlocked it, and I continue to incorporate them into my builds anywhere I can. I really think they give a nod to a small town main street, which is really what I was going for in this build. If that's not your thing, one of the best things about this design is that you can use any pathing, lighting, or decor you choose to create a vibe that you love. Where I live, the downtown area still has old brick streets. And while the brick path is a great option if you desire more of a variety in color, I chose to use the new Main Street path that you can now craft with the Thrills and Frills update that was deployed last week. I love that it adds to my concept of an older downtown area with the brick color, but I also love how it adds a lot of warmth to the build. To stick with that vibe, I went with the brick and iron fence to add some depth to my build, and then for seating, I used the more traditional wooden park benches. wanted to make sure that the area next to the bakery was open and accessible because not only is there a mining vein located here, but my house is also at the top of this entrance to the Forest of Valor. I knew in order for me to be happy with this build long term, I needed quick and easy access to the buildings that I placed here. Using the small stone clusters to create a clear and open path not only adds texture to the design, but it also helps me to make sure that there will be no items hindering my navigation. I also wanted to make sure that I was able to easily access this entrance to the meadow and this other mining vein. So in the area between Scrooge's shop and the restaurant, I used the asphalt pathing and iron fencing to create what I like to call an alley. I added in the Mickey water tower here and some underbrush to spruce up the area. I love decorating a Disney Dreamlight Valley, so I can't honestly say that this is going to be my permanent valley design in the game. However, I do love the concept of a smaller town square in my plaza, so I think I have a design that I can live with for a while, or at least long enough to finally finish the rest of the valley and move on to Eternity Isle. The new items in the most recent update are definitely a huge help as well. What are some of your favorite items that were included in the new update? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, that's all I had for you today, friends. Until next time, peace out.